Dashing through the crowded market street, a young boy, no more than 13 years old, was on the run from a group of 3 men. Although they dressed like guards, they were clearly not normal guards, as the boy had always been able to outrun the city guards with ease. Now, however, he seemed to be having a hard time losing them. The boy moved with great speed, unusual for someone his age, slipping through the dark alleys and scaling fences and walls with ease. Who are these guys? The boy thought. Are they really this mad over some stolen meat? He asked himself, looking back and realizing that one of the 3 men was missing. Ha! I must have lost one, he thought happily, grinning with a smirk. Not realizing he had been cornered into a dead end, the boy turned his head forward, his grin turning into an expression of confusion. The boy came to a screeching halt, causing a dust trail from the speed he was moving. Looking around, the boy realized there was no escape, and he had been trapped. Come on, guys, all of this over some cheap meat, the boy asked, but the 3 men surrounding him kept silent. Come on, what's all of this about? If it's a fight you want, then fine, the boy said, knowing he didn't have the strength or skill to defeat the city guards, especially these men, who seemed way stronger than normal. One of the guards stepped forward, and the boy took 1 step back, exposing his face in the moonlight, revealing his brown, curly hair and bright green eyes. Stay back, the boy said. The guard replied, This won't hurt, child, before quickly dashing towards the boy with incredible speed. The boy didn't realize the guard was already behind him. He thought the guard had disappeared or vanished. Before the boy could react, he was struck in the back of the head by the guard and fell unconscious. When the boy came to, he found himself slung over the shoulder of one of the 3 guards. The guards had removed their armored helmets, revealing black masks. They vanished into the shadows, arriving at their destination, a massive church with a large tower at its center, surrounded by a high, black stone wall. While still being carried over the guard's shoulder, the young boy's eye cracked slightly, opening his eyes but unable to make out anything, as the place was unfamiliar and strange. The guards had made it inside the church, placing the boy in a room similar to a prison cell, with a metallic white door, a bed, and a bathroom. They laid the boy on the bed and closed the door. Although the boy could slightly make out what was going on, he fell asleep, weak from being knocked out. His eyes gave out, and everything went dark. In the same night, a secret meeting took place. The kings and leaders of the 3 nations attended, gathering around a large triangular table in the middle of a grand candle-lit chamber. The room had a high ceiling and was lit with candles, giving off a dark and mysterious vibe that hid the faces of those sitting around the table. The 3 guards from earlier arrived through the main entrance, swinging the 2 tall doors open and taking to their knees, their heads facing the ground. The large room stood silent, the night wind whistling through the windows, the curtains rustling. Speak, a voice from the table said, echoing through the room. One of the guards did as told and started to speak. The mission is at 100% completion. All 30 of the 4th rank have been brought in and will begin their training in 5 days. The guard explained, and another voice from the table replied, sounding deep and raspy. Well done. This is our chance to save ourselves and show the Almighty that we deserve a chance in paradise. The next day, the boy awoke, saying softly, What the hell? Where am I? He had a slight headache and wasn't in the best of moods. The light from outside shone brightly through a piece of glass in the door. It's morning, the boy exclaimed, hurrying to the door and trying to look through the glass, although it didn't help much. He could only see the door across from him. What is this place, the boy asked himself. Down the hall from all the rooms, a loud door could be heard opening. A man with straight black hair, touching his shoulders, entered, dressed in a black uniform with a white collar, resembling the attire of fathers from the old Catholic Church. Following behind the man was a group of 6 men, who acted like guards or assistants, unlocking the doors while the man watched from the entrance. The doors now open. The men made their way back to the black-haired man, standing on both his left and right sides. The man's presence was imposing, and the boy felt a shiver run down his spine. "Please leave your rooms and make your way down the hall," the man said loudly, his voice echoing through the hall and the rooms. "Don't try to escape. It's pointless. Just follow my instructions and you will be safe." Slowly, one by one, children between the ages of 13 and 17 started to exit their rooms, making their way to the man's voice. The young boy tried his best to follow behind the group of children, sticking to the back of the crowd so he wouldn't stand out. "This place is really strange," the young boy thought to himself, trying to make sense of where he was and why he was there. There aren't any structures like this one back in the big city, at least not from what I can remember. These structures are similar to the bygone era when men fully controlled the mortal realm. The boy's thoughts were interrupted by the man's voice. "My name is Philip Helson. You will refer to me as Father Helson from now on. I will be training you and I will be responsible for your lives. But if you are weak, you will die. This training will give you strength, but it will also take strength. If you want answers, just follow orders, and everything will be revealed in due time." The young boy's mind started racing, trying to make sense of it all. Meanwhile, the other children started chatting among themselves, questioning everything the man had just said. A red-haired girl held her hands up. "Excuse me, Father Helson," she said, her voice laced with defiance. "Do you expect us to accept this? What about those of us with parents? Aren't they worried? Won't they be looking for us?" Father Helson's expression remained unyielding. "Your parents are well aware of your presence here, and you won't be seeing them until you've completed your training. As I said, follow orders, and your concerns will be answered in due time." The young boy was deep in thought, thinking that the only way to understand what was going on was to complete this training. "Okay, fine. I'll play your little game," he thought to himself. "Although I know there isn't anyone waiting for me out there, if this can make me stronger, I'll be closer to my goal to stand before the Almighty."